Hi, my name's Paul Advincula. My favorite memory throughout my 4 years at Baldwin Park High School would possibly be performing on stage as Aladdin. Learning the choreography and songs was hard work, but still a fun process. Having the opportunity of singing and dancing on stage with people who share a similar passion for music and theater just as much as you is just jaw-dropping. And speaking of jaw-dropping, let's talk about chamber choir. Sure, chamber choir can be a chore saying how we have to go to school at 6:30 in the morning, but it's what I call home. And speaking of home, America is my home, and I think Cormac McCarthy's novel No Country for Old Men strongly highlights a strong issue in the rising statistics in violence. But first, let's talk about the author.
In what I call a canticle, which is a lamentation and a warning of what could happen if we don't do this.
The author, Cormac McCarthy, was born in Rhode Island on June 20, 1933. 4 years later, the McCarthy family moved to Knoxville. Coming from a Roman Catholic family, Cormac attended a Catholic high school and then later attended the University of Tennessee, where he majored in liberal arts. He then joined the Air Force in 1953, serving a total of 4 years where he also hosted a radio show. From 1957 all the way to 1959, Cormac published his first 2 stories after returning to university. Upon that, McCarthy became known for his published works, eventually winning him the Pulitzer Prize in Literature. And speaking of literature, let's discuss No Country for Old Men. The issue of violence such as homicide and assault would lead to a growth in evil and crime, to the point where evil greatly surpasses the outdated tactics of justice. Overall, if the law cannot keep up with the evil, evil will then prevail. This claim lies in parallel to Cormac McCarthy's novel No Country for Old Men, as the antagonist Anton Chigurh, who is a hired hitman, ultimately outruns Sheriff Ed Tom Bell as the old and tired sheriff fails to adapt to the new world of crime due to his outdated standing of his pistol remaining holstered, to which a criminal would immediately surrender upon sheriff's arrival, which had occurred in the olden days, to which the sheriff strongly held on to. However, this mentality and strong belief led to the death of Llewellyn Moss, who was Chigurh's target due to the theft of a case possessing $2.4 million. The message against violence and its evils is evident in the novel, as many innocents such as Moss's wife and Carson Wells are killed by Anton Chigurh, who even thinks of a child laying in a roadside ravine in another country, which could be linked to the thought of killing, leading to even more deaths. In the past few years, there has been an increase in violence and evil such as domestic abuse, assault, and even murder in America, similar to the novel. According to the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program in 2017, an estimated 1,250,000 violent crimes ranging from shootings to manslaughter occurred nationwide. Currently, the majority of America is in the state of quarantine, which has resulted in a dramatic increase in domestic abuse cases. But why is this 15-year-old novel still relevant? What purpose does this novel serve today? I'll explain that in the next topic of why it's relevant today. The novel No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy is important as it serves as a message to readers of the dangers of an unsustainable level of crime and violence, ultimately leading to the collapse of law and order. The way this message is told in the novel's context is by Sheriff Ed Tom Bell's choice of retirement and Chigurh's escape from any repercussions as he walks away with the case of money and his target eliminated. With Anton Chigurh's escape representing the victorious outcome of evil and Bell's retirement signifying the collapse in order, McCarthy hints at the possible fall of authority in America by placing the novel's plot somewhere near Mexico and the US border, where in reality, crimes such as murder and human trafficking often takes place. In relation to the novel's message of outdated tactics, seeing how our country is under quarantine, the traditional methods of education such as sitting in an orderly and rule-abiding classroom does not work, as a virus would have an opportunity to further spread and evolve. In order to combat the virus, schools have been moved to various online platforms, which proves effective in flattening the curve. Speaking of change, I myself have changed during my time at BPHS. As a freshman, I was very shy and wanted to keep to myself, but after some time with the band program, I grew out of my shell. Eventually, after watching a choir concert, I auditioned for chamber and got accepted. Then, I started volunteering for the drama crew with a desire to experience theater. Now, I'm known for my participation in the various performing arts programs at the school. My time spent with groups that bring me joy and happiness has led me to pursue a career in nursing, where I will be completing my general education at Mount SAC, then transferring to UCI, where I will continue to work hard to provide support for my patients, just as my friends have shown me. And like JFK once said on a speech in 1961, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing.